All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to the hopeful elect, the Akim and the Akwaf, scattered around the four corners of the globe that have returned to the obedience of the scriptures through faith. All right. In our Lord Yahushai. All right. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And briefly, not briefly, but in this lesson, we want to touch on Hebrews the 11th chapter. All right, Hebrews the 11th chapter, and this will probably be a multi-part series. Um, you know, because we really want to get into it, we want to dissect it, and we want to understand, faith. It's a word that's mentioned, I'm sure, hundreds of times in the scriptures, and it is really the centerpiece of the walk. It is the centerpiece of this walk of ours. And when we hear faith, when we talk about faith, it applies to not just believing. All right, generally. All right, we have faith in the entirety of the scriptures, not just the entirety of the scriptures. All right, but we have faith in the doctrine. All right, we have faith in the names. All right, and we have faith in the sacrifice that Yahushua made. All right, what he stood for. All right, and what he did. We have faith in all those things. All right. So without further ado, we can go ahead and just hop right into it. Just forewarning to any brothers watching this, that anybody watching this, if you are get annoyed or vexed when brothers go into words, this might not be the lesson for you. Because we're really going to get into these words so that we can understand, what the Apostle Paul is really speaking about here in this chapter.
Hmm.
So this is a heavy chapter right here. So if you had any opening precepts, brother, you got it. If not, we can get it.
Kind yeah, something real quick. Let me see. All right. Let me present. Yeah, this is Hebrews 6:18. It says that by two immutable things in which it was impossible for Yahweh to lie, we might have a strong consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us. Right? We have,
Hmm.
the main thing what I wanted to grab in this, it says in which it was impossible for Yahweh to lie. It's impossible for the Lord to lie. That's why our faith is so heavy, because when you read the scriptures, you understand how you see the correlation, and the the same message translate from chapter to chapter, verse to verse. All right, it's the common theme throughout the whole scriptures, and that's why that affirmation of the Lord constantly saying the same thing over and over again. It gives us, um, you know, a sure word of prophecy, man. And He showed us that He is worthy to be worshipped. So, and that's why going into this faith um, is pertinent, man. And it's our faith, man. Is it's for something real. That's the whole. I
Hmm.
guess that's the whole source of faith, right? Is if ultimately at the end of the day, do you believe? So, but yeah,
Right.
we can.
Con, your pop point. And that makes me think about kind of what we're going into in class last night. We always talk about Esau, all right, and how he's living out his blessing. He's living out his blessing that he received from Isaac in Genesis 27th chapter. All
Mm,
right. So that right there lets you know that if Esau is living that out right now before our eyes, then we should have full confidence and assurance that the blessing that Jacob received, all right, we're going to see that as well. All right. All these things, everything that we see out in front of us was framed, by the word of Yahweh Shem Shai. And that's actually, I believe that's actually in Hebrews the 11th chapter. One sec. I might want to pull that just real quick. Is it Hebrews 11? Could you type in on there framed? Just on the, I don't know where the verse is. If you just type in framed, it's like one of the only scriptures with that word.
Let me see. Just on this page. Yeah. Oh, verse 3.
Okay, kind of. Okay. Let me not even pull it then. Let's just hop into it. Let's just hop into it.
All right. This is Hebrews 11:1. All right. And I'm going to read the title. It says the triumphs of faith. It's so heavy. All right. It says Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Right. So again, all right, faith. We get that word faith, just for edification in the Greek. All right, but the scripture basically lets us know that faith is an actual substance. It's an actual, thing. All right, it's an actual, it's a material, right? It's something that's, but it's intangible, right? It's spiritual, right? It's not something that you can't go buy faith at the store. All right, you can't hold faith in your hands. All right, but it's a spiritual commodity. All right, it's a commodity, but that word faith, um, I believe it's pronounced pistis, pistis, and when you go into that word, it basically goes into conviction, right? Being convinced of something, right? Conviction, a belief, right? We could read some of this. Like it says, it's the conviction of the truth of anything, belief in the New Testament of a conviction or belief respecting man's relationship to the Most High and divine things, generally with the included idea of trust and holy fervor born of faith and joined to it. All right. You mind scrolling down just a little bit more?
Kind to the Strongs.
Kind.
Or the
Yeah, the Strongs.
Yeah, it says pistis, right? Persuasion, credence, moral conviction of religious truth, or the truthfulness of Yahweh or a religious teacher, especially reliance upon Hamashiach for salvation. Assurance.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Persuasion. That makes me think of what is that? Is that in Timothy? Let every man be persuaded in his own mind.
Yep.
At the end of the day, we have been persuaded. All right, we are fully persuaded. Now, what we're hoping on is we're hoping that we endure all the way to the end. All right, and that we don't forsake that faith that we've already been given. Right, because faith is a gift. Faith is not something that you can obtain on your own. It has to be given from Yahweh Shem Shai.
Hey, check this out. Persuasion, all right, in the etymology says action of inducing someone to believe something by appeals to reason, not by authority, force, or fear. And we were persuaded by fear, but over time, you realize that yes, to fear the Lord, but that he has a quote unquote method to his madness. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's not by we were forced to believe, but it was by actually seeing that the Lord is worthy to be worshipped, and that he we pretty much it appeals to us, appeals to be on his good side, right? And that's what persuades us. All right. But yeah, I think the brother's a little tied up.
Khan, Slaki.
No, it's all good. But yeah, that's what I was, going into, like, we pretty much, it's appealing to us, because it says to believe something by appeals to reason, not by authority,
Mm-hmm.
force, or fear. We pretty much, we fear the Lord, but
Mm-hmm.
it's 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 really advantageous to us to be on the Lord's good side, right? When
Right.
you, the generations are old, right? That's what the Lord is showing you. So it's not, nobody's putting the gun up to the Lord, our head, and saying, praise the Lord, man. That's not how it
Right.
is. Right? When you think of the fear of
Right.
the Lord, just to be, understanding that He controls everything at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Con, valid point. You know what I mean? And that's actually a key piece right there. When it says appeals to reason, because like you said, it begins with fear, right? The scriptures let us know that, it begins with fear, right? Fear is the beginning of wisdom, right? And fear is that first step. Matter of fact, we might as well go ahead and grab it. Actually, I'll grab it real quick. It's Sirach 19, and then I'll make this point. Then we can hop back. This is Sirach chapter 19 and verse 18. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him." All right. And wisdom obtaineth his love, right? So before anything takes place, all right, there has to be a level of fear established, all right, and approaching Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But like it just said in that persuasion, in the etymology, all right, appealing to reason, once you get into this truth, once you gain more knowledge and understanding, you begin to understand that this truth is the only thing that really makes sense. All right, it's the only thing that makes sense, and you know it it's the only way out. All right, divine intervention is the only way out of this situation. All right, and the fact that we're even in this situation, when you consider, Jake, and how talented, how blessed we really are. The fact that we're even in this situation is a miracle in itself, which shows you that Yahweh Shem Shai is the one who orchestrated this entire situation. So that's who we're gonna have to rely on to get out of the situation. There's nothing carnal that's gonna be able to get us out of this. It's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, but we can hop back.
Yeah, Khan. And that's the reason, you know. That's exactly what
Mm-hmm.
you're just going into, bro, is reason, right? And first and foremost, Yahweh Shai represented that. He was the reason, his walk,
Mm-hmm.
his the truth, all right. Um, he was the logic, the reason, the rationale, what I'm saying, behind that. So believing on him is just that's why they call it, the what is it, the stumbling block, what I'm saying, and what they say, a stone, right? He is
Mm-hmm.
the, that millstone, right? So yeah, but yeah,
Con,
he is that reason, bro.
bro. We mentioned the word logic. When you go into the word logic basically it's related to the word truth. It goes into the word truth. And that's what Yahweh Shah said. He said, "I am the truth, I am the way, I am the life." You
Hmm.
know, just to add on to your point, bro. But we
That's
can
right.
read verse one again, because we can read verse one.
I can't. This is Hebrews 11:1. It says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen."
Con. So again, all right, faith is an actual substance, all right, but it's not tangible. All right. Now I mentioned the word commodity. Um, would you mind Googling the definition of a commodity? And then then we're gonna go back into that word substance, because that word substance is heavy as well.
Fine. Now, this is the word commodity, just in the dictionary. Oxford says raw material or primary agricultural product that can be bought and sold, such as copper or coffee. Some,
Right. A,
you know,
a
good.
raw material,
Mhm.
right? Or Right? It says a raw material, primary agricultural product, right? So could you actually look up some examples of a commodity,
Okay.
right? Because it says, okay, there it goes. Okay, that's what the one I want. The second one. It says
Yeah,
a
yeah.
useful or valuable thing such as water or time,
Whew.
right? So
Yeah.
a commodity can be something that's not tangible.
Mhm.
Time, right? Time is money, right? Time also has a value associated with it, but again, faith is the most valuable commodity that we have in this truth, and it's the source of everything that we do. Case in point, oil, right, or gas, natural gas, right? Oil and natural gas are commodities that every nation on the earth has to have in order to function. That's right. It's where you get energy from, and it's funny because we're witnessing a energy crisis all over the planet Earth. But that's neither here or there, right? But in regards to faith, faith, it mirrors that same concept, right? Faith is an actual substance that we need in order to do the things that we do, right? In order to go out to the highways and byways and prophesy, right? In order to be charitable, to be brotherly, and we're going to need it, most importantly to make it, Lord's will, make it all the way to the end, you know. And what Paul breaks down in this chapter is how this substance was utilized by our forefathers to basically overcome, to win, to triumph, like it said in that header, you know.
Yep. Yep. The Lord say He's the Alpha and Omega, man. Pretty much, the beginning and the end. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's that commodity, right? Is the knowledge, right? He has knowledge of things, of everything, man. The seven talks about that in Isaiah, right? The seven spirits. You know what I'm saying? Of wisdom. He has
Mhm.
all the spirits, man. His spirit is on everything, and that's the
Gone.
biggest commodity to give us faith, right? So you're dealing with that kind of power.
Yep. 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 That makes me think of. That's a very good point, man. Because when you come into this truth, what becomes incredible is that we're learning that the most valuable things that there is to have aren't actually tangible. They're not physical. It's nothing that you can actually obtain here on this planet Earth. It's all spiritual, right? The
Right.
wisdom, the knowledge, the faith, you
Hmm.
know. And matter of fact, let me get a quick precept. Um, let me get a quick precept. I want to go to Wisdom of Solomon. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It says, this is Wisdom of Solomon, and let me see. It's a lot here. This is a Wisdom of Solomon. I'll start at chapter 7, and chapter 7, verse 7. It says, "It's King Solomon speaking. It says, wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon the Most High, and the spirit of wisdom came to me." Right. So the spirit of wisdom had to come from the throne. All right. It's a gift. The same way faith is a gift. All right. Verse 8. It says, I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Right. And that's what we're realizing. That's what we're realizing coming into this truth. You can obtain particular things here on this side, like wealth, like riches, material substance, but none of it can be sustained without wisdom. You know what I mean? It's all temporary. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's a means to an end. Verse 9, or actually verse 8 again, it says, I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. Right. So just hitting that point again. Right. We're realizing that none of these physical things are really valuable at all at this point. Right. Everything that we're looking to obtain is spiritual, can't actually be, held in your hands, so to speak. You know, and but what's heavy about it is the things that we're chasing, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, those things lead to the riches.
That's right.
Those things lead to the thrones, all right, to the authority, because we want that as well, right? Don't get it twisted. We want those things as well, but in order to obtain those things in perpetuity, the wisdom, the faith, these things have to be obtained first. All right.
Yep. Yep. If I could say, it's like the equivalent of somebody that is actually, they go through the hardships of trying to build their own business, do their own
Mm-hmm.
thing, and build it up from, do the heavy, the lifting, they study the penal codes and the laws and the technicalities of their, business, the tax breaks and all that stuff, versus somebody that just knows how to play the lottery. You know what I'm saying? They just know, when we win the lottery, they get that short, quick win. You know what I'm saying? That's what this life in
Mm-hmm.
Babylon is about. It's for a quick win. But what the Lord is structuring us to do is to actually learn how to build, and a lot of those morals you learn upon the way of building your own, your own thing, is
Mm-hmm.
it's the nuance that keeps you to be able to gain and keep your wealth. You know what I'm saying? And to have that to be used and transferred over into different aspects of your life. And that's what this wisdom does, man. It pours over into different aspects of your life, how to deal with personal relations and treat things as treat your life as of a successful business. All right. Ain't that what the Lord
Mm-hmm.
said? I'm about my Father's business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a good point of view, the way to look at this walk, man. Look at yourself as a stock, and you're supposed to grow in this thing.
Mm-hmm. Kind. Kind. Could we get that word substance in the Greek?
Con.
Because I believe that word is hypostasis.
Mm-hmm.
Hypostasis.
The brother on that Greek. Let's
And
go.
that word, that's a heavy word because when you go into that word, matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
let's jump into this. I warned you, brothers, for that. I warned you. Whoever's watching, I warned you. Can we hop back to the
Yeah.
Edelman online? All right. And that word if you type in that word hypostasis, it'll give you a breakdown on that word because when you go into that word, it basically means understanding, right? Hypo being under, all right, and that word stasis goes into standing, right? So again, faith is the understanding of things hoped for,
Oh,
right? The understanding of things hoped
yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah.
You can read it. You can read it.
Okay. This is hypostasis. All right. It's a Greek word meaning substance. It says from hypo, under, beneath. It says stasis, standing, a position. So understanding, right? Used
Yep.
in ecclesiastical Greek, earliest times for person. They're kind of going off. And the necessity, they were, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But again, like we're breaking it down, that word literally means understanding, you know. So now could you pull up on the screen Proverbs 4:7? I believe it
Mhm.
is.
Yep. You see.
Because again, understanding is the key thing. Understanding what we're a part of is the key thing. Understanding your individual role in prophecy is key. Without that understanding, all right, what do you really have? All right, you're just here. you're just here along for the ride, and that's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
When you analyze the walk of our Lord Yahweh Shai, he understood his role in prophecy, and he executed it to a T. And we're mimicking that. But you got it, bro.
Right. It's Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
Whew. Right,
Yep. It's heavy.
right. You got a point?
No. That's you got it, bro. You got it.
Gone. I mean, that's plain upon tables. King Solomon, all right, who through the spirit is Yahweh Shai. Um, King Solomon is letting you know that understanding is the key to it all. All right. Understanding is the key to it all. And understanding that is that substance. That is the substance. Okay. So we can go back. We can go back.
I kind of wanted to get this go into
Con,
the word stasis a little bit. Well, I mean
yeah,
hypo,
yeah.
go under, right? Um, it says word forming element under, beneath, less than in chemistry. All right. Um, under pretty much in stasis. It says stoppage of circulation. Standing still, standing, the posture of standing, right? Position, right? And when you consider, a stasis and the words that it's associated with, it's like a balancing act. You know what I'm saying? A place of rest, right? And that's what this understanding gives us. It gives us a firm foundation, as the scriptures refer to it as, right? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability at thy times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Relating to, it says to stand, to make, or be firm. So yeah, not only does that, you know, cross into our personal life with people, you have boundaries that you set for being in the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna go out and hit the club with your Edomite but he's just gonna be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course you make boundaries like that, but it's also, to be firm in our beliefs, man. To be firm in the way that we you know, deal in our goals in life, man. So that yeah, that's that what stasis, right? Position is,
Yep, yep. That's heavy. That makes me think of Second Ezra's second chapter. All right, those who stood stiffly for the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Right, but again, man. All right. So basically, what has been revealed is faith is the understanding of things hoped for. Right, and having that understanding is going to produce, a particular, walk. It's going to produce a mindset, and it's going to produce, actions. You know, and that's why it goes on to list, in the chapter. All right, all our forefathers who utilized, okay, this substance, they utilized this commodity. All right, they used it, and it produced, righteousness, in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Shai. You
Mm.
know, so we keep rolling.
Yep. Yeah. Beautiful point, bro. It's Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by
Hmm.
it the elders obtained a good report. Through
Hmm.
faith,
Right, not by Salakia.
yeah, no. Yeah,
Um,
go ahead, bro.
just wanted to make a point. Right, it says for by faith the elders obtained a good report. Right, not by establishing their own righteousness. All right, not by the works of the law, even. All right, and this is what Paul pointed out, in his writings, is that faith is far more important than anything else. All right, and Yahweh actually mentioned that as well when he was talking to the Pharisees. I believe it's Let me see if I can find that real quick. Right, when it talks about how he omitted the weightier matters, or they omitted the weightier matters of the law.
Wait here.
Let me see if I
Uh,
can find that real quick.
23 and 23.
Yo, you found it?
Mm-hmm.
Con water.
Yep. It says Matthew 23 and 23, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Mm-hmm. Right. Could you click on that word omitted? Because I believe omit means to remove.
Mm-hmm.
But I never clicked on that word just for edification.
Let's see. Okay. Omit. F-E-A-M-E. F-E-A-M-E. Says to send away, going away, to depart, to neglect, let go, permit.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, pretty much to leave, to let go, to let be, disregard. Yep.
It said down there a little lower, it says to abandon, to leave destitute.
Yeah, to leave destitute. Yep.
Right? So these Israelites, and it's the same thing now, man. It's the same exact thing now. You have Jake that knows that they're Israelites, but they have no faith. They have no faith, and faith is the most important part. The faith is the most important part, and that is hearkened on in the scriptures. And it goes on to say that in this chapter, all right, without faith it is impossible to please Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. So, you can put on a good show, all right. You can look like a super duper Israelite. All right. You can, talk about the law. All right. You can do these particular things, but at the end of the day, if that faith is not exhibited, it's all for nothing. It's vanity. It's complete vanity, man. All right. And the opportunity to show the faith is, yes, it's right now, but the real game is coming. All right. Jacob's trouble.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's when that faith that we've been given, we're going to have to utilize it. The same way that, again, going back to a commodity, the same way that people, utilize, gas. All right. You can drive a car with gas. You can put it in a lawnmower. You can use, particular commodities for different things. You know what I mean? Oil can also be turned into plastic, like Esau be doing. He be turning the oil, or what's left after oil refining, he turns into plastic. Just to give an example, right? So if these tangible physical commodities are useful in a multitude of ways, how much more so faith? How much more so the understanding that we've been given? It's not comparable. All right. The faith that we've been given, the understanding of things hoped for that we've been given is going to be, we're going to have to use it in order to do everything. That's why the scriptures say the just shall live by faith.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much all on that precept.
Well, that's one of the most we got to start using these precepts that the Christian church know. The only couple ones they know, man. Philippians 4, or I clicked on Philippians. What is it? Philippians 4 and 1, or 4 and 13. I mean, I can do all things through Yahushua, which strengthen me. Hold on, Yahushua Hamashiach, which strengthens me. That's that. That strength. Do you believe that, man? Right? We're gonna have to rely on that here soon, like the brother was going into. That's gonna be something we're gonna have to cash out on. Like what is that? Matthew 6 talks about lay up treasures in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So that we could, at the end of the day, where you put your money away to, be able to pull out on a quote unquote rainy day. And these rainy days are about to be, a lot more. Is about to be a lot, a lot of bad times coming soon. We're gonna have to cash out on these spiritual payments that we've been putting in, right? And have
Mm-hmm.
that comfort that we got that, we can handle all these, things that are coming to pass, man. Weather
Mm-hmm.
the storm.
Done. Done.
See, I had a precept, or did you want to just jump back
Oh,
into
Baba
this?
Kishah, nah, Baba, please, yeah.
Okay. It's first. Let me see. What is that? First Peter 1. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start at verse 6. It's First Peter 1:6. It says, "Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations." All right, and we going through that season. We about to be tempted, a lot. All right, but that's how we know that we are walking the walk, man. We have to be tempted. That's how we can glory in passing the test, man. You have to be, because that's what the word tempt means, is to be tested, but
Mm-hmm.
there's only one way to pass, is to take it, so that's where we can show up. All right, verse 7, it says that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Hamashiach. Right, that we, be.
Whoa.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Whoa. I'm just saying, like, because remember, we just read in the Wisdom of Solomon how Solomon talked about how wisdom was more valuable than gold, right? So, wisdom, faith, these are spiritual commodities, all right? But you got it, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Great point, bro. I couldn't have said it better, man. It's spiritual
Yep.
commodities, that
Mm-hmm.
in a commodity. I kind of want to go back to that word again, bro.
Oh,
That's a
Baba Kishah.
uh, commodity. Okay. Let's see. Dang, where's the definition on this page? It's crazy. Did you just see that? It didn't,
Take
it
it
didn't
this
even pull up.
fast.
Yeah. What the? This nigga E, bro, is crazy, man. He spelled commodity, bro. I can't even keep
Oh, it's with
see.
a D. It's with a D.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I'm just shit. Yeah. Commodity. It's an item, material, a product. All right. Like you was breaking down, there's certain things that are made of, certain items, or, you realize coffee and how it comes from a bean. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like different, things that you don't even think of that correlate with an item, you know like people don't think that, oh, your salvation is based off of you believing. You know what I'm saying? Something, a lot comes from this Yahweh Shai is a multi-tool.
Mm-hmm.
He's the how you got, like, like your tool on your they got like the tactical wallet, right? Like it's a measuring tape, and then it's like a,
Yeah. Swiss
you know
Army knife.
yeah, it's an army, it's a
It's
knife,
a
and then it's a bottle
multi-purpose
opener. You know what
tool.
I'm saying? Yeah. That
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh Shai is like, he's like that. Like, you go to him for wisdom, you go to him for comfort, you go to him for,
Mm-hmm.
pleasure, you go to him for pain, you go to him for,
Yep.
uh salvation ultimately, man. So that's what that commodity is, right? You use water to cleanse your body. You use, like it says, a like commodity in this definition, right? A useful or valuable thing, such as water or time, right? Use your time and water for various things, right? You
Yep.
know, get
Con,
paid
could
by.
you feel like it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
But
I was gonna ask if you could, if you want to scroll down, go to some other websites for their definitions, just see what it says.
go to the wiki.
Con.
See what wiki's talking about. Commodity. In economics, a commodity is an economic good, usually a resource that has a substantial fungibility, right? And the fungibility is in economics, it's an economics term, is the property of a good or commodity whose individual units are essentially interchangeable, and each of whose parts is indistinguishable from any other part. So yeah, that has full or substantial fungibility. That is um, the market treats instances of good as equivalent or nearly so, with no regard to whom produced them.
Right.
Um, yeah, most commodities
Right.
are raw materials, basic resources. You know, examples: iron, ore, sugar, grains, rice, wheat. Um,
Con. That makes me think of in Sirach where it talks about,
basics in life.
yep, the basics in life.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can grab that real quick. Do you know what chapter that's in? I want to say it's in like 11 or 12.
I think it's around there, like maybe 14.
Yeah, I was just reading that the other day. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I know it's like oil, um, wine. That's gonna be oil, wine.
Or maybe it's later.
You know what? That's what we.
Con, yeah, let's grab that real quick because those are the things that are needed, in this world, right? As in, the physical world, right? On this planet Earth, all right? Yahweh Shema Shai created, like, and it goes into in this chapter actually in Sirach 39, it goes out into how, he created, all things for their particular uses, So those things that are listed, like we're about to read, those things are utilized, on a daily basis by essentially everybody, on the planet.
Yep. It's this is a Rock 39. It's way off.
Kind
It happens, but this brother's, he's breaking it down, man. It says, verse 26, the principal things for the whole uses of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing.
Whoa. Whoa. Well, remember, we just read from King Solomon that wisdom was the principal thing.
Mm,
So again, we're talking about the physical, there's a spiritual, and then there's, the physical. All right. The elect of the nation of Israel are spiritually minded. All right. You can read about that in First Corinthians, the second chapter. All right. And the reason that is because we were created to be the rulers of the planet Earth. All right. And in order to be rulers of the planet Earth, you have to have that wisdom. You have to have that understanding. Okay. But, we have to have these things too, but everybody on the planet Earth needs those things. Everybody on the planet Earth can obtain those things. Only the elect of the nation of Israel can obtain the faith. We're
right.
the only ones who can obtain the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, and that's a huge deal right there. That's the difference. All right, that's the difference between us and everybody else. They don't have access to this commodity. All right, imagine like in Wakanda, Wakanda Forever. Remember how they have vibranium?
Yeah.
Remember, and it was the vibranium that set them apart from all the other nations.
Mm-hmm.
That was a resource. The resource is what gave them the advantage. All right, technologically, culturally, it was all centered around that vibranium. That vibranium was the centerpiece, of their society.
Yeah.
But that's what faith is for us.
Man.
That's what gives us the advantage.
Right.
That's what.
Man.
Oh man.
That's heavy.
Oh man, that's it, bro.
Yeah.
Unless you had something.
Well, I was gonna say there's a reason why, this whole, everything that he's saying, it has it's a metaphor too for, like the wisdom and knowledge is a metaphor for all these things. The wisdom
Yep.
is likened unto water. The Lord said He's gonna give us a mouth of fire, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and milk and honey, right? It was sweet, sweet as honey, and
Mm-hmm.
then bitter in the stomach is is known as the sincere milk, right? The blood, the wine, the doctrine, right? The oil,
Yep.
right? To anoint us, right? So all these things, this is really the scripture, the knowledge, man, is the principal thing. Knowledge and wisdom and faith, right? Because they all lead to they correlate and lead to one another, man. What knowledge leads
Interconnected.
to wisdom, to understanding, all right, which leads you to understand, oh, fear the Lord and faith, all right,
Mm-hmm.
and then rinse and repeat, man. Uh, yeah, it says verse 27. All these things are good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned to evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Um, did you want to keep on reading Hebrews 11?
To be honest, that's pretty much. I feel like that's like kind of a lesson within itself, what we've been tapping into.
Mm-hmm.
So matter of fact, I'm really good. Unless you had any other precepts, we could really wrap it up
Okay.
there.
I could close out on this. I'll read the rest of this. The point I want to get was is in 8.
Con.
It says, I'm gonna read 7 again and then read 8, and it'll sum it up. All right. That the trail of your faith being much more precious than gold. I'm gonna read that again. That the trail of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, through it though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua HaMashiach, whom having not seen ye love, in whom though now ye see him not, yet believing ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory. Right, so we rejoice even though we haven't seen the Lord, man. We believe in Him, man. We rejoice with full glory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls, and that's the end goal, man. Is to receive salvation, right? And how do we do that? Right, through this, right? Believing on whom we have not seen, all right? Which faith is the substance of things not seen but hoped for, right? The evidence of
Mm-hmm.
things, So this is the evidence, man. Yahweh Shai. All right. Believe on him and he gonna get us up out of here, man.
Con. Con.
But yeah, that's all. That's it, bro. All I had.
All right. Cool. Cool. Well, Lord's willing. This lesson was edifying. That give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Kakodash. Shalom. Till the next time. Shalom.
Shalom.